Brazilian Neymar was heavily criticized all season. Player whom paid either 57 or 95 million euros didn't live up to expectations. Many fans already at that moment blamed the South American for Barcelona's disastrous season and invoked to immediately sell him for any price. But who else made the Barca haters laugh? This is the top 10 failed transfers of Catalan Barcelona last decade. 10th place, and here familiar to Russian fans, Maxi Lopez. Purchased for 6 million euros and intended to replace Enric Larsson. Argentinian in Catalonia has sharply forgotten how to hit the goal. He scored one goal in a season and was soon sold for 2 million euros to FC Moscow. 9th today, Brazilian Enrique. In 2008, player was called up to the Brazilian national team at the only time and was immediately bought by João Laporte to Barca for 8 million euros and a week later went on loan. As a result, during the 5 years while Enrique's contract was in effect, he didn't play for the Catalans and left the club free and rich, together with his brilliant agent. 8th line, and the only current player of Barcelona, Alex Song. The purchase of Cameroonian 19 million at that moment looked weird. As a result, player, as many assumed, took his rightful place in Barca on the bench, and it was unlikely that anyone would pay for the player slightly more than half of that cost. In the 7th position, Eidur Gudjonsson was bought for 12 million euros and seemed to play not so badly for Barca. Scored several important goals, but still 10 goals in 72 matches. This is exactly $1 million per goal. Barca lost about 10 million on forward resale. Line number 6, and Ukrainian Dmitry Chigrinsky. Defender was purchased for 25 million euros, and a year later the man looks like Puyol only with his hair and then slightly. They sold him as best as they could, namely for 15 million. Now all of Spain laughs at the weird purchase of the Catalans.
Javier, do you know how much Barca paid for that Ukrainian defender, whose name I can't even remember? 25 million. Do you know how many games he played all year? 12 games. Do you know how many goals he scored? None. And do you know how many good games he had? None. Do you know the name of that app machine you want to buy? Just like that Ukrainian defender whose name I can't even remember.
If they explain it with the help of football, you understand it. Libero magazine opens the top 5 best. Another unplayed Brazilian talent, Carrison. Striker moved to Barca in 2009 for 14 million, and since that time he has played no matches in the squad. Barca were looking forward to the summer when the wandering on rent Carrison will end his contract. Number 4, Belarus, Alexander Gleb. Shining in Arsenal and Stuttgart, midfielder refused to learn Spanish and didn't find mutual understanding with partners. He was bought for 16 million euros and left for free to Krylia Sovetov. 3rd place, and Gabriel Milito, purchased for 20 million euros and intended to pair up with Carles Puyol in defense. Curly Argentinian was constantly injured, and when he took to the field, he made monstrous mistakes and eventually left Barca for free. 2nd today, defender Martin Cáceres was bought for 24 million euros. It's not clear why, because the Uruguayan didn't fit into the playing schemes of Guardiola. He played 13 matches for Barca and was sold to Sevilla for 4 million. Conclusion suggests itself is on the part of the defender. Do Barca consult with breeders of Spartak Moscow? The undisputed winner of our talk, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, most expensive transfer in the history of Barca, cost the Catalans 70 million euros, and Samuel Eto'o, who according to the terms of the deal was given to Inter. As a result, Eto'o eventually won the Champions League, at that year knocking out the Blue Granate from competition. And Ibrahimovic had fallen out with whole Barca and went to Milan for an amount of almost 50 million less. Next week we will remember unsuccessful transfer of Real Madrid. So subscribe. Alexander Zhiravlov. See ya.